Okay, guys, let's talk about today's news and start circulating about Chelsea. But before we proceed, you all should like, comment, repost, share, and follow our page. So let's start with the first news. The possibility of Chelsea building a new stadium at Earl's Court has hit a setback after an alternative plan for the land was approved by one of the councils involved, but Chelsea are still considering a move to Earl's Court despite the news. So for those of you asking me to do a video explaining the things hindering Chelsea from rebuilding Stamford Bridge, I will be using this medium to explain better. We are going to start with the history of how the club got in hands of the Chelsea pitch owners. In 1977, before Ken Bates, who sold the club to Abramovich, bought the club was facing financial issues and he had to buy the club for $1. But he didn't buy the ownership of the stadium with it. So back then, the last part of the stadium was sold to Manor Estates. As at then, who were property developers and later on sold the ownership to the Chelsea pitch owners, which was formed by Ken Bates himself, in order to prevent the club from being owned by external companies after Manor Estates went on bankruptcy. So the Chelsea pitch owners was formed in the 1990s to protect Stamford Bridge from property developers after the club nearly lost its ground to them. The Chelsea pitch owners then acquired the stadium for £10.2 million with the loan from Chelsea, and in return, it gave Chelsea a 199-year lease to play at the stadium for a nominal rate, which means that the club pays a fixed amount of money, maybe every year, I don't know. The value of the money will never increase. So the Chelsea pitch owners are made up of over 23,000 shareholders, and most of them are fans of the club. Each shareholders hold the same voting right to prevent any single person or organization from gaining control and making decisions about the club. So for the club to move away from Stamford Bridge to another location, it will have to change its name from being Chelsea, or at least have 76% of the shareholders' approval to move away from the Stamford Bridge. And back then, Abramovich wanted to buy the shares in 2012, but he got prevented from doing so by the pitch owners. But I want you all to know that it is not only the Chelsea pitch owners that are preventing the club from rebuilding the stadium or moving away from the Stamford Bridge. Redeveloping the Stamford Bridge is also challenging because it is close to the railway lines. Yeah, sometimes when you see the area view of the stadium, you see that there is a railway line close to the Stamford Bridge. Or yeah, there are sometimes when Chelsea posts the pictures of the Stamford Bridge, you will see that the railway line is close to the Stamford Bridge. Because of that, it is going to require the club to play at a temporary venue, maybe the Wembley or other club stadium, for many years, which will definitely bring in loss of revenues. And also the potential alternative site at the Earl's Court seems to no longer be available because news has been circulating since yesterday that the Earl's Court site will be used for housing and development. So guys, I hope you now understand why there is a delay in the rebuilding or moving away from Stamford Bridge. The issue is very complicated, but I know the Chelsea owners will surely find a solution to this problem. And for those people saying that Chelsea are not the owner of the stadium, that it is owned by Fulham, honestly, they all need to make their research. And I know some of them are just saying this for banting's sake. But I hope this explanation has clarified everything. So guys, oh yeah, let's move to the next one. Cucurella made Champions League Team of the Week. Honestly, it is well deserved. And if he hadn't made the list, I would have asked for a proper check-in because he was everywhere on the pitch against Barcelona, and we all know this. And for Yamal, he won't forget what Cucurella did to him against Barcelona on Tuesday. He will never forget what he did to him. So guys, now let's move on to the next one. Caicedo has the best pass success rate under high intensity pressure in the Premier League this season. Honestly, guys, this is another evidence that Caicedo is the best defensive midfielder in the world right now. He is the best when it comes to defending and also having much confidence when he is being pressured. The funniest thing is that he is just still 24 years old, guys, and he's yet to be in his prime. So by the time he gets to 26, I am 100% sure he will definitely be in a super ultra beast mood, no doubt, because he would have gained more experience and he would have understood the game more better. Based on the stats, he has got 87%, while Declan Rice, who everyone thinks is better than Caicedo, has just 84%. I personally am not saying Declan Rice is not good, but when it comes to defending awareness or playing under pressure, Caicedo is far better than him. Although the both of them are playing different positions. Based on what Rice said he voted Caicedo to be in the PFA Team of the Week. And he knows that Caicedo is good, but they are both playing different positions. So the Rice himself knows that when it comes to defending, Caicedo is better than him. And on Sunday, we are going to be saying who the best midfielder is. So let's move on to the next one. Reports are circulating in Germany that Aaron Asemino is no longer just a temporary fix for Dortmund, but is becoming their best signing of the summer. And his performance and stats at the club are impressing everyone. Let me be honest to you guys, I haven't been watching his game recently. But since reports are circulating that he is becoming the best summer signing for Dortmund, that's a big sign that he is already getting better and he is improving. And by next season, he might be fully ready to play for Chelsea. And don't forget, we still have Sa and Kowi joining us next summer because Kowi's ACL. I just want him not to be available again this season. And for Sa, I know after this season, he'll be joining us. We still have Fofana, Shaloba, Badiashile, and Uncle Tosin. Although some of these defenders will be sold out. But I believe Anselmino and Sa coming in will surely bring a major boost to the squad because both of them, they are CCB. Both of them knows how to use their left and right foot. They are a big advantage to us. Chelsea fans, just consider yourself lucky to have Anselmino and Sa in the squad because we are fully stacked up when it comes to defending too. Emmanuel Emega scored for Strasbourg as they defeated Crystal Palace yesterday to move to second in the Conference League table. I would like you guys to all watch Emmanuel Emega's equalizing goal. Like, I would say kudos to Morera for doing that set piece out because that was an incredible set piece. Players that I know that do that kind of set piece are De Bruyne and the likes. And I will also give Emega kudos because his positioning and finishing made it more brilliant. Assuming he didn't position himself, Morera would not have done that assist and he would not have tapped in that goal. But I'm going to say kudos to both of them for what they just did yesterday. And for Strasbourg, I know they are benefiting what Bluco are already doing at the Chelsea team. So Strasbourg very soon they will be a bigger team because they've got the potentials and they've got the players that can make them move far ahead of other League One teams. Assuming Bluco were not in the Strasbourg team, I'm 100% sure they wouldn't have even played the Conference League and even beating Crystal Palace that everybody believes they are one of the best teams in England right now. So let me just put it this way. Honestly, guys, most Premier League teams are not ready for what will be unleashed next season because Sapaev, Hemega, and the likes, they are going to be coming. And what I also feel is that there will be a lot of competition next season between the players. And stuff like that will always want all the players to improve and prove themselves. Because, when there are like two or three players in one position, the remaining two will not want to sit down for the first one. Because they will be competing and they will feel like, no, I can do better and I can even bench this guy. So there will be healthy competition between the lads. And when there's healthy competition between them, all of them will want to improve and get better. And what I also observe is that it will also give Maesca different options. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next one. Paul Merson said Arsenal will defeat Chelsea, although he's a Chelsea fan. To me, that's Paul Merson's opinion. Fine, Arsenal, they are playing beautiful football, they are playing well. But that doesn't mean they will beat Chelsea on Sunday. Because I've been saying this. Maesca is not a coach anyone can underrate. Maesca is going to give us what we need on Sunday. Because I am 100% sure he would have studied Arteta's game. Fine, Arteta won us last season. This season, Maesca will give his all. Because, guys, it's been long we defeated Arsenal. We need to defeat them this Sunday. I watch Arsenal games this season and I can say they are good. Even when I watched their game against Bayern Munich, I was scared. But I believe Maresca have something for Arsenal. I believe he is going to do something to them on Sunday. Although I am a little bit worried about the game, but I know Maresca will do his best. And there's always something I observe about people. When we are playing big games this season, we are never the underdogs. But people always underrate us. But Maresca always prove them wrong. That is why I said I believe in Maresca doing his job perfectly well. Everyone is underrating us right now. That Arsenal will beat us because they are the best, because they are this, because they know how to do this, they know how to do that. But I know Maresca will do the unthinkable. So, guys, what do you think about today's news? Drop a comment. And thanks for watching.